welcome back. This is going to be day 15 of our 30-day creative and transformational journey. My name is LaStephanie. I am your spiritual advisor, and I am preparing to talk about day 15, which is actually the beginning of phase 3. There are 4 phases in this 30-day journey, and each phase has its different area of specialty, and phase 3 is going to be about integrate. So basically you're going to be merging your old and new habits. Okay, so what you used to do to what you're focusing on continuing to do, this is going to be a moment where you decide, are the new changes permanent? Do you prefer the old way? Do you just want to, keep trying out different ways to make things happen for yourself? Either way, there's no wrong answer, and you honestly have a lot of time to really figure it out. This is just an ideal what's the word I'm looking for? This is just your ideal. I can't get the word. Iteration? It's not iteration. This is going to be your ideal way of dealing with life strategically. Okay, so what do you want to keep? What do you want to get rid of? Okay, so day 15, we're going to talk about commitment. So if you listen to my day 14 video, then what you got essentially was the raw truth about why I think witchcraft, voodoo, and all those other things that people essentially dabble into, why it works, okay? So this is essentially bringing all of those ideals in a way that doesn't really put a title on it, okay? Because when you start to put titles on things and you start speaking about those things, people get to believing whatever they want to believe about those different things, because a lot of that is not things that we should be dealing with, okay? Especially if you're God-fearing, you don't want to be accidentally put into one of those categories. But what I've decided to do, based on the knowledge I have with my own foundation with God, reading upon different practices of other people, it all comes down to what you believe, okay? You don't have to go and buy an eye of a newt and the tree limb of a 100-year-old tree, Those things, essentially, it's like you putting your faith into those things because someone has told you that this is going to happen. The real thing behind it is that God is going to do these things for you irregardlessly, right? Especially if it's something that you're supposed to be doing. You don't need to purchase anything. You don't need to hire anybody to do anything. You don't actually have to spend any money. But a lot of times I understand that we're humans, and it does become difficult to believe in the unseen, but that there's a bigger thing here to talk about, and that's your faith, okay? Your faith, even if you have nothing else to build your faith foundation on, you need to have faith in yourself. You need to have faith in yourself to be able to complete things. You need to have faith in yourself to understand that whatever is going on is because you've willed it. The good, the bad, the new, the old, everything is based on you. This is your reality. You see things that other people aren't seeing, and that goes into physics and a lot of other scientific ideals. But those ideas essentially are proving the things that God has already told us. Okay? So, in this commitment area, there's a place that I have for you to write a commitment to yourself. So what do you want to be committed to? Are you wanting to be committed in making the change needed to move out of your current situation? Are you committing to losing another 50 pounds before the year is over? Are you committed to whatever, right? Whatever you are going through, whatever that topic is for you, being able to write it down is that proof that you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Writing it down gives you the focus. It gives you the understanding. It reminds you every time you open that, I am committed to doing something. And a lot of us don't understand what commitment is. A lot of us can't commit to our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our kids. We can't commit to marriage. We can't commit to our friendships in a way that just makes sense. There's a fine line between doing too much, but there's another fine line of just being there for somebody when they need you. Being committed is something that I do not think a lot of humans understand the importance of having a commitment, right? So find something to commit to. Be sure in what it is that you want to do. Now, you can commit to something now, and it may not be something that you fully understand right now. And I believe your commitments can change, but you need to be able to say it with your whole chest what your commitments are. If you're committed to being a better person, you're going to tell yourself your commitment every day and explain, or not even explain, you're going to move different. You're going to start seeing things that if you're the smallest thing, like being able to help someone when you're committed to being a better person, that could really change your outlook in life, because you don't know who that person is. You don't know who's watching you do that. You don't know all these other things that come behind when you have intentionally decided that you're going to do things. And that's how you start getting your opportunities. That's how doors start opening up. That is how things start working in your favor, because you have something that you are learning to be committed to. Okay? Now, I said you should say it every day. That may be too much for you, but if you can commit to it and not need to go back to where you wrote it down, that is more than enough. But say it out loud one time. So in those moments where you are unintentionally doing something in the wrong direction of whatever you're committing, there's going to be a small voice of telling you, remember, we committed to changing our negative ways, right? We've committed to XYZ, so that mental reminder is always going to be there for you. And I can't explain why that happens, but I know that it does happen for a lot of people. I've seen it happen, and I think that this is what it's supposed to be about when you're getting married. I think that we have made marriage all about going down the aisle, having the greatest event in the world for people to come talk about, bragging on how much money we spent, going on the trip. There is so much more that we talk about in a marriage that's not necessarily the most important. If we could see marriage as a commitment to this person, there would be no cheating. There would be no work husbands and work wives, right? Because you are committed to your person wholeheartedly. We are losing the receipts. Commitment is so important. Even when you have kids, committing to being there for your kids and taking them to a certain place every week is going to build their personalities, their relationships with you in a way that if you just said it one time and then never went back, that's why they say never make a promise that you can't keep. I'll take it even further. Never make a promise. Commit to people in ways that you don't even necessarily have to tell them out loud what you're doing. Commit to being what it is that you want to be in other people's lives, okay? And here's the part where I think when people go out and purchase all these different things, they build these altars, they have these stones, they have all these different idols, but the idol essentially is just reminding them of their commitments and what it is that they're seeking. So instead of buying anything or having a level of idol worship, find yourself something that you commit to, that once you've done it for 30 days, because 21 days makes the habit, right? So once you've completed this 30-day habit building situation I'm telling you about, all you would need to do is promise yourself something nice. It could be a nice ring. It could be a nice necklace. It could be something that you have always wanted. But that thing should be a reminder of what your commitments are and what you hold fast to. Not to idolize it, not to be praying to it, not to be talking to it in any way, but a nice reminder of I'm doing things with intention. Okay. And I put on here to text your accountability partner, whatever that commitment is, or your goals. I think we all should have a accountability partner. There are times where I deal with people on such a spiritual level that when it comes to the mental, I know that some people's mental is not strong enough to truly take in these things all by themselves. Find somebody that you can speak with and build that relationship with and have accountability. You have a best friend, but you can't tell your best friend your biggest goals because you feel like they're just going to copy you. That's not an accountability partner. You can even search for accountability partners. You can just put this all on your social media and tell everybody what's going on as you're going through it. And that way it truly holds you accountable when you're speaking this to your audience. I even thought about this. I think that this 30-day guide would be something wonderful for someone working to build a social media presence. It gives a lot of who you are to your audience in a way that you don't even have to mention me, right? It'd be nice to say, oh, I'm on my path to purpose, but just being able to be present and talk to yourself and what you're seeing and how you're moving is going to be a wonderful way to start your social media career. It gives people a lot of know-how about who you are, what you got going, and what your goals are so that they can help you and keep you accountable. So if you don't have the guide, the book itself, my website got shut down too. Oh my goodness. So how do I do this? Well, how about this? If you were to reach out to me and tell me that you're seeking to get this, we will work something out to where I'll send it to you directly. But you have to mention that you're seeking it. DM me on whatever platform you're listening to this on. Write to me in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, all of that good stuff, right? Because you don't necessarily need what I have, but having a place where you can write down your commitments to yourself and telling yourself the symbol of your reminder of your commitment is a great way to just stay focused and stay on board and be very intentional. I have a lot of jewelry, so I say jewelry because that's something that's close to me. I just love jewelry. Sparkly, shiny, all of those good things. And for you, it could be a new a Funko Pop, or a new perfume, right? Every time you spray yourself with that perfume, you just remind, okay, I'm committed to myself. And honestly, you don't even have to overcomplicate this. You can truly be committed to yourself in a way that when you are building yourself up and you find that you are now being seeked for your loving and your kindness from other people, you'll always be able to remember who you are. And I think young women especially, get really distracted once they finally found what they think is love. It's easy to stop being yourself. It's easy to let go and forget. So don't be like that. Do better. I don't know where this is headed as far as me and what I got going on. I don't even have a place to put any of my information right now. Not to say that I can't work on it and I can't build it. I don't know if that's truly what I want to do. I don't want to go the same route, but I have a lot of ideas. And that's another thing. And I'm going to let you go because this is getting long. Being able to take all these ideals that I am giving you to work on, what it does is it actually frees you up. So when your main opportunity comes and whatever you're seeking to go and do, you don't have to worry and focus on, okay, so what time am I going to be doing this? Or what? You've already kind of set the standard for what it is that you want to do and how you want to handle it. Whatever your energy levels say is best for you is essentially what happens. And that's what happens for me every 30 days. There's a moment where I'm like, I am so grateful that I took the time to set a schedule for myself every day, even though it's not a major schedule. It's not broken down to every hour, but just having those specific times of when it's time to eat, it gives me great joy to continue on wanting to be a stay-at-home mom and not having to work, not having to do any of the things that I'm doing because I've already set myself up for success. You know what I mean? So take that with however you feel, but understand that this is just getting the most difficult things that you could potentially run into out of the way. Get it out of the way. Learn to plan and be okay with the plans you create. And when you feel uncomfortable, when things change and you feel uncomfortable, instead of just saying, well, I'm not doing it anymore, it's too much, you already have the momentum for continuing. You may just need to switch the time in which it's done. So I hope this information is truly helping someone. If you are seeking to find this guide, please just reach out to me on this platform. I am posting on TikTok and YouTube right now, but I had already planned on getting off of TikTok at the end of this 30-day challenge. TikTok just isn't what I thought it was initially, and I have essentially done everything I wanted to do on the platform. It's not as fun for me as I once thought it could be, but it's allowing me on a smaller scale to do exactly what I need to learn how to do for myself and do it for myself on the platform that I see fit. So if you're following along, I'll let you know at some point. But you gotta follow, you gotta like, you gotta subscribe, all those good things to keep in contact with me. For the people who know me in real life, this is the madness that goes behind. Like one day I'm doing this and the next thing people are like, what city are you in? I'm always doing something and I love it. It's my personality. It's the best thing that I could ever do for myself. And I'm growing up and I'm still wanting to do these things. So that's all I have for right now. Thank you for listening. I hope this word blesses you in the best way possible. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're almost done, halfway through our 30-day path to purpose, and everything's going to be different on the other side of that, okay? Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.